This is exactly what you want your makroutah to look like. And the dates are just so gooey and delicious.
I express to you how much I have missed this. I haven't eaten it in such a long time, and I don't know why.
And then once you have that bite, you're like, why have I waited this long to make this again?
So long.
Alright everyone, welcome to week 3 of Ramadan. I hope your fasting is going well. Today we're going to keep it all about desserts. We have 2 really yummy, really traditional desserts. One is Mtabak, which is made with phyllo dough and it's stuffed with cheese, and then we top it with a nice variation to the normal atar or syrup that we usually do. Yeah. And the other dessert is Makroutah, which is basically dates that are stuffed into, like a dough. They'll be date cookies, but again, something easier than mahmoud.
Yes,
I would
for me,
say.
definitely much easier to make one pastry, roll it, cut it, bake it.
Exactly.
And we've got also, again, habaki baraka, we've got sesame seeds as well, and fennel seeds, so lots of goodies in here today.
Yeah, let's start with the dates.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So you are like me, we like to make our own date paste.
Yes.
It's very easy to make the paste. It's literally just putting the dates in a pot, with a little bit of water and just cooking them down.
Yeah, I had a little bit of butter as well.
Butter, exactly.
And a bit of cinnamon. I've just put in here semolina, flour, sesame seeds, black nigella sativa seeds, olive oil, butter, some baking powder, and I'm just about to put the fennel seeds in. The fennel seeds really bring out the flavor of this. Yeah. Like, they work so well with the dates. I'm really just going to work this for a little bit to combine everything together. It's not going to be a dough like bread dough. It's sort of crumbly, but this is why you want to mix it well together. You want to let it rest for a bit, and then it makes it easier to roll it out. It's not the easiest dough to work with because it sometimes breaks because you want to lay it out flat.
Like a cookie dough, right?
Cookie-ish dough, yeah. Just know that it's not supposed to be like if you watch the karak recipe, that kind of dough, it's not supposed to be like that.
Not like pizza dough.
Not like pizza dough.
So as I said before, mtabak is basically pastry that is filled with cheese, and there's also a variation of it with cinnamon and nuts, but today we're going to make the cheese one. Of course, like most cheese desserts from Palestine, akawi is usually used. But if you can't find akawi, you can use halloumi.
While Maha is grating the cheese, I'm going to cut the phyllo pastry down. They're usually roughly all around the same size.
And so traditionally the dough is actually a dough that's made. It's very thin and it's rolled out super, super, super thin.
Very thin, like a strudel pastry.
Exactly.
So I take about 3 or 4 sheets per mtabak. You can put more or less if you like. This is my favorite. I think it becomes too heavy and too many layers.
Yeah.
So you have to butter each sheet to make sure that a crisp layer is formed between them.
That's the thing, this does not have to be perfect. And it's definitely trial and error. You kind of see what works for you. This time there's too much stuffing, next time you know.
And this is exactly the same, you just have more here. So it just depends on what you prefer.
There's also the traditional square of just all of the corners meet in the middle. You end up with a square.
You can make these in advance, you can put them in the fridge.
Yeah.
Just to set, but then always remember to brush them with a little bit more butter because the fridge is quite dry, so it will take away a bit of that moisture. These will go in about 10-15 minutes. Check and see every oven is different, and we'll be back. So we have now got the dates here. They've fully softened.
As you guys can see, it's very smooth. She's just gliding the spoon over it, and that's where you guys should get your dates to that, point.
So we've now got the dough. It's quite flaky, so you want to work it quite nicely. Don't be scared. I am going to just dip a little bit of water just to get this sticking together slightly. You want to kind of roll it out like this. So I start just by flattening it slightly. Okay, so it's looking like it's sticking together, which is good. So now I'm just going to go. You want to try and make it quite thin, because you're going to roll this over itself like a snail. And if it's too thick, it will just be quite lumpy. Right, so I've got the dates in here. I'm going to roll them out. I'm going to try and make the same width of this. So I'm literally going to peel this up. And then I'm going to literally rock it on top. And I've just saved myself a heartache from things just falling apart. So I'm going to start rolling it this way. Again, don't panic if it crumbles, you can fix everything later.
This is where you just require a lot of patience, basically.
Yeah, it becomes quite a large lump. So I press it to lengthen it, to make it less thick. My mum thinks it should be this small to serve alongside a cup of tea, but
I mean, you're gonna end up having 5 anyways.
You can have 5, I might
so you
have
have
5 one. So you just want to cut the first one off, and then you get this nice circular sort of snail.
Almost like a cinnamon bun,
Yes.
but a date.
I also like to put sesame on top.
Yes.
But again, that's totally up to you. I'm just gonna, Maha, will you just check on the blood butter in the oven?
We have, our typical syrup. I've made it with golden castor sugar, but you can do it with white sugar. And here I've got it depends, it's really about taste, but this is some orange blossom water. It's about 2 teaspoons or a tablespoon.
I'm just putting the sesame seeds on top. I'm gonna put these in the oven for about 10 minutes, 12 minutes, depending on how hot your oven is. You can also use black sesame seeds, the white seeds, anything you like. There's no rules in this. It's just trying to keep everything at the same size, so cooking is consistent. You don't have one that burns, one that stays raw. And for me, the sesame just adds a tiny bit more crunch to this, which is always a good thing. So I'm going to put these in the oven.
Some people like to also add powdered sugar or crushed pistachios on top, just to give it that little extra oomph.
But yeah, I think maybe we should have a nibble.
Yes,
Yeah?
I agree. You wouldn't think that there was like a super salty halloumi cheese, because it's been, of course, soaked overnight.
Guys, this is such a treat. Your friends and your family will absolutely love this, especially after a long day of fasting. I can't express to you how much I have missed this. I haven't eaten it in such a long time, and I don't know why.
And then once you have that bite, you're like, why have I waited this long to make this again?
So long.
Especially because, as you guys saw, it's so easy. It came together in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
As for the syrup, honestly, whenever I make syrup, I make big batches.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, and it stores well in a jar, and forget about it.
So we've just taken the makroutah out of the oven. They are so hot. It smells like Christmas.
Yeah,
strangely. I just adore these. They are so hot. You have to be careful not to eat them straight out of the oven. Dates are sugar. Sugar is hot, sugar burns,
lava,
and it's gonna just stick on your tongue and set you on fire. So take a moment to let them just crisp up, because right now, if you press them, they're still a little bit soft. Once you give them 5 or 10 minutes, they'll just cool down, they'll harden, they'll create a crust over the dates. I mean, look at how delicious that is.
Alright, so these are now cooled to an acceptable temperature.
Yes, exactly.
Not scorching, but they're still warm.
They're still warm.
Definitely enjoy them while they're warm. They're delicious.
Should we just break it?
Yes. Would you like to share with me?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Okay.
How nice and crumbly. This is exactly what you want your makroutah to look like. And the dates are just so gooey and delicious.
So yeah, enjoy it. and let us know what you think.
Thanks guys, we've enjoyed spending some time with you as usual. And stay tuned for the next week.
See you then.
And have a lovely iftar.